Let me record it. Okay. So our module 2 is communication and globalization. We will be talking about the two and how they are related and connected with each other. Now we will see how these two are linked. Okay, and they are inseparable. Why? Later on, we will be able to explain and see why they are inseparable. All right, especially because of the advent of technology. All right, this is the 21st century, and we all know that there's so much inventions around us, especially in the field of technology. So let's see how this is a factor uh, or a big impact for the communication and globalization. All right. So first, ano nga ba tong globalization? What is this globalization? Okay. What is this? Now, have you heard this already before? No? Do you all know what this actually means? Right? Do you guys know? Do you have an idea? What is this? Globalization. Right? So let's define that. Globalization is the speed up of movement and exchanges. Once again, I am doing only keywords in the PowerPoint. So you have to have your pen and paper with you because most of the time, the definitions, I will be explaining them verbally and they're not in the PowerPoint. All right. So you have to practice your listening skills, right? And note taking skills because I only do keywords in the PowerPoint. You have to listen carefully because I might be saying some important concepts verbally. All right. Okay. Taas nyo nga ang mga pens ninyo and papers. Where are your pens and papers besides donuts?
Oh, come on, bro. Kailangan ko lang pen and paper.
Okay, good. Yes, you need pen and paper. Yeah, your notes, basically. No? All right.
Si Jamil.
Oh, may mga happy-happy na dyan. What is it? Who's that? Gonna try to find out. Miko! Miko. Okay. Gotcha.
Sorry, ma'am. Na-on ko po.
Okay lang. All right. At least I heard na you're opening your bag probably, looking for a pen. Good.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. So, pen and paper, please. Because, again, note-taking tayo. Okay. Part of being an effective communicator is also when you are effective listener. Okay. Active listener. Right? How can you send feedback properly if you don't actively listen, right? So you have to listen, and later on, I am expecting you to deliver or give me some feedbacks via questions, clarifications. Okay, these are also feedback. So this I will be expecting from all of you. All right. So let's go back. Speed up of movement and exchanges. What are these movement and exchanges? Sometimes, no, they could be in a form of human beings, no, movement of human beings and exchanges of human beings. No, what are these? Some examples could be in the form of labor. Some of us wants to work abroad. This is already a form of globalization. We are not only just trying to be in work in our country, but also we want to widen our experiences and work overseas. Okay, what else? Movement of goods. Ayan na. And exchanges. Ito na yung trading. Businesses, no? Global businesses, international companies who are coming in. No, and also our local products or companies are expanding abroad. This is a good thing. No, there's this also services. capital, yeah, stocks, technologies, okay, no? And what else? Cultural practices as well. Okay, we are being influenced culturally. We see the culture of other countries, and then we try to adapt or follow it. All right. We are being influenced by their culture. Also, the same, vice versa. No, maybe the other countries can see how our culture is, and also they will try to adapt it or copy. Yeah, those things. All right. Are we clear with speed up of movement and exchanges? Please, no, again, human beings, goods, services, capital, technologies, or cultural practices. All right. Next meaning. This means also interconnectedness. No. Besides the physical fact, the ones which is evident, the ones we see, of course, the ones we have explained or discussed earlier, these tangible things, there's also the intangible thing. No, it means interconnectedness. We cannot see it, but globalization is somehow interconnectedness. How? No, because we have friends from the other side of the world and we can talk to them. This is globalization. All right. And this interconnectedness is brought to us through communication channels today. The technology plays a big role, okay? And we can access it anytime. This is really evident now, especially in this time that we are living in. No, technology is everywhere. We can access and connect to everyone in just a click of a button. All right. I'm sure you know that already by now because you have read and watched the speech of Alone. This is connected but alone, right? And again, later we will be discussing that. Okay. So you see, it's so much different from many years ago, where there was still no technology and everything is limited by the geographical distance. Now it's just real-time access connection to anyone, anywhere around the globe. Agree? Yes. I mean, we all know this. We all know this for a fact. No, we just don't um, discuss this because, it's practical. It's normal part of our lives already. It has become normal. All right. No. Next, interdependency. What is interdependency? All right. What is interdependency now? It will be coming in, let's say, where are we interdependent with each other? For example, in the economy, in a globalized community, we are very much intertwined as our economies are dependent to each other, right? We have, again, looking at trading, we have imports, exports. The higher the demand, we supply it. Now we import, we export it. This is interdependency. All right. Expanding of foreign brands because here the demand is high. For example, what foreign brands? No, I can only think of IKEA. No, because in the Philippines, I believe there's only one so far. Yeah, and this is such a huge thing. Do you all know IKEA? No. IKEA brand? Who knows it? No? Okay. What else? What very common, let's say Starbucks? No, more and more Starbucks branches are opening because, of course, the demand is high. So they open up more branches of Starbucks because the profit is high and the demand is high. Now, this is interdependency now. And this is one evident example of globalization. All right. Any questions so far? Is all
None
clear?
po.
None. Okay. These are just some of the things, no, that we can see and we can connect with globalization. There are millions, thousands of examples or scenario situations where you can see, that globalization is really evident. All right. I'm going to save your chat before this Zoom ends. We have 4 minutes and we will be again opening a new Zoom link. All right. So for going moving forward, we will be discussing no, a brief history of globalization and communication. All right. I hope this is as brief as possible because, of course, this is not a history class. And I'm so sorry for that noise. Okay. It's the cleaning of the roads. All right. So we will be watching a video later on. But let me first define. It all started with the telegraph in the 1830s. Okay, I hope I'm still coming in clearly, no? Despite of that noise. Again, let me just repeat it. It started with the telegraph in the 1830s. What is this telegraph? This is electric communication via transatlantic underwater cables. Okay. This has paved the way for a globalized communication. Right. Now for you to have a better understanding or let me record it again. Okay, now we are going to be watching a short video. No, please watch and listen carefully. So here we go. Oh, please tell me, no, if there's an audio. Okay, let's do audio test first. Okay, I think there is audio. Do you have audio? Yeah?
Wala.
Wala po.
Hold on.
Wala po,
No po.
ma'am.
This one, you cannot hear anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Walang audio. All right. How is it?
The age of instant communication.
What about now?
Meron.
All right, meron
Meron.
na. Oh, good. Okay. With the advent of technology, okay, we tend to get a little less knowledgeable on things. All right. So please watch this.
The age of instant communication was born on January 11th, 1838 in Morristown. It was on that date that Samuel Morse and Alfred Vail first demonstrated the electric telegraph at Vail's Speedwell Ironworks. The telegraph was nothing short of a revolution, enabling messages to be sent much faster than previous means, which relied on messengers riding on horseback. Rapid communication served as the foundation for the nation's economic expansion in the 19th century. New Jersey was at the center of the new telecommunications network, linking the major cities along the East Coast. The electric telegraph went on to play a key role in developing New Jersey's reputation for innovation. Thomas Edison's universal stock ticker and his quadruplex telegraph, enabling 4 messages to be sent on a single wire, incorporated the new technology. Edison's successes with these inventions provided him the means to build his renowned Menlo Park Research Facility, and it all started with the dots and dashes of the electric telegraph.
It Happened Here, New Jersey is a production of King University in cooperation with the New Jersey Historical Commission, enriching the present by exploring New Jersey's past. Additional support provided by AT&T.
All right. So that's how a telegraph looks like, no?
This is the actual.
Okay. So now let's take a look at the history. Let's go back. Now you have an idea of how it looks like, no? So before, if you were listening and if you saw that part, now the communication was through before the telegram. If you were watching the video, what was it before? Anyone who can answer that?
Horses po.
Horses. Yes, that's true. Is that you, Emmanuel? Emmanuel, is that your answer?
Yes po.
Okay. So let me write that. Emmanuel. Okay. So yes, you are correct, Emmanuel. Espineda. Okay. It's via horses. So they have to have this horse rider as a messenger, no? To deliver their message. Okay. But with the invention of telegram, the communication became faster, no? All right. So 1843, we have this now, the Washington and Baltimore connected. No. How was this possible? No. Again, who was the inventor? Who was the inventor of the telegram? The telegraph, rather. No one's listening.
Thomas Edison mo.
Good, but it's not the correct answer. Yeah, but that was part of the video, which means you were also really watching, no? It's a Samuel Morse, okay? Samuel Morse, we have the Morse code, you remember? If you know that. Okay. Morse obtained this financial support from the US government, okay, in 1843 to build a demonstration telegraph system. And how far is this? It's 60 kilometers or 35 miles, no, between Washington and Baltimore. Wires were attached, no, by glass, as we've said, transatlantic underwater cables. How are this looking like? They are like with glass insulators to poles, no, alongside the railroads. So that's how they were connected. Okay, this line, no, made communication, instant communication or sending of message possible. All right. So again, 1843, please remember, no, this Baltimore-Washington telegraph line was the first long-distance telegraph system, right, to run over the land in the United States. Okay, in the United States only. All right, now let's take a look at 1865. We have now Britain and India. No, it's not just within a country anymore, but it's like connecting other countries, Britain and India, right? What happened here? Okay, the network of two lines now met each other from Britain and India, all right? But there's also one country which played a big role here as well. We have the Russia, okay? There's also a line in the Russia, and of course, they're connected, all right? But here, it's usually based on the books, no? The messages took a week or more to arrive, no? Sometimes inaccurate because, of course, it's maybe a trial, no? It was the beginning phase, so it could take more than a day or a week because it's now overseas. Oh, no, it's now outside one country. All right, let's take a look at 1870s. Europe linked to large parts of the world. Na overseas na siya. And then 1924, King George V sent a message to himself that circulated the globe in 80 seconds. Now it's faster. It's no longer a week or so, but now it's a matter of seconds before it goes back. It circulated around the world and it's back. Okay, 1924. You are still and I am still not born, no, on those years. All right, we already watched the video here, invention of the telegraph. Now let's take a look at the 19th century. 19th century is the emergence now of global news networks. These are made possible by satellites and other technologies. Global news networks. There are three things that you should remember and take note on what happened here. There are now the dissemination of news over large territories. It's no longer just a message, no, short message, but rather information, news over large territories. And these are, we could infer to that as global in scope. Of course, because we are reaching international shores, then it should be global. These news are global in scope and therefore reaching big audiences. Okay. It follows, of course, it's reaching larger territories, then you have big audiences. Okay, ito na yung news. Now, another thing, we have electromagnetic waves. All right, we have also this huge factor. We have now electromagnetic waves. And what are these? Because of that, there is the emergence of organizations with the mission to disseminate radio frequencies now. These are from the electromagnetic waves, and they will disseminate it through radio frequencies. And therefore, what has led to this? What media, form of media, has now given birth to this? Anyone? Okay. This emergence of organizations, what are these? This has now paved the way for the birth of
Audio media.
audio media. And what is this channel?
Radio.
Radio. Good. Sino yun? Who's that? Sorry, is that you, Joshua?
Ay.
Joshua?
Si Pito po.
Sorry. I was relying to the green thing, but hindi pala si Joshua. Sorry, who was that?
Mama ko po.
Peter. Okay, let me just... Peter. Okay. All right. Good. So it has now led to the birth of the radio. Okay, just that. Now, this emergence of organizations has now given birth to the radios and, of course, these radio channels. Okay. So that was before. Now, of course, I'm sure a lot of you can give answers on what is now, how is now the form of communication. There are a lot, and because of gadgets. Okay, you can see there we have laptop, your cell phones, mobile phones, tablets, the Wi-Fi. No, this is the now. Okay, now it seems like everything is connected in just one touch of a button, one swipe of a button. No, yung mga mahilig mag-connect, mag-swipe dyan, no? Swipe left, swipe right, no? This is also globalization. Okay, this is a new form of communication. All right. You swipe left, you swipe right. Okay. Friend, add as friend, follow. Okay, these things. All right. So that is now the communication. We don't need to further elaborate that. I'm sure you already can say something about the communication nowadays. Okay. All right, let's take a look now at the dimensions of globalization. Okay. So we are affected by globalization in different dimensions of our lives. Let's take a look at these dimensions. We have now the cultural. Cultural, we are becoming aware of the culture. Okay, culture of other countries, other people. No, this is just basically that. I hope you are still taking down notes, no? Because as you can see, this is just points, keywords, and the explanation and discussion. I am saying it verbally for you to, of course, work your listening skills. Okay, so don't I'm taking a video, no? So that in the after your exams, you don't say that, ma'am, hindi niyo po yan na-discuss. That's not in the PowerPoint. You did not discuss that. No. Okay. You can again refer back to the video so as to, of course, recall what we have discussed. Okay. So we have again going back cultural. This is now becoming aware of the culture of others. No? And I'm sure you can cite some examples. Okay. One example, you have if you want to answer, okay, you can think of an example now. I will give you an example first. No, let's let's take a look at the eating culture. No, for example, in Asia, we eat with, or some countries, some nationalities eat with sounds. Okay, you know this kind of sounds because it's a compliment. No? It's a compliment, meaning the food is delicious. So you have to make sound. This kind of sounds. This is in Asia. Again, that's a positive way. It means the food is really good. But in some other parts of the world, example, and I can attest to that because I am in Germany. I've been living in Germany. In Germany, it's not, or it's unpleasant, it's wrong. I mean, not really wrong, but it's the like un it's like not a food etiquette, no? Okay, it's not part of food etiquette. It's like you don't have food etiquette if you are eating so loud. Okay. Even this, I don't know if you can relate to that. Maybe you are eating like that and you just don't realize, you know, this kind of way of eating, then this is rude to the German culture. Okay, if you eat with them, because if you make sounds when you eat, it's rude. This kind of being rude. So see, you see how it differs from one culture to another. Yeah. Anyone who can give another example? You can also write in chat if you don't have microphone, if your microphone is not working. But as if it's working, I would appreciate it if you try to speak up. All right. Let's ask Shen Ziwon. Shen? Shen, are you there?
Hello, teacher.
Hello. Okay. Can you follow so far?
No.
No. Well, you should always tell me where is the part that is a bit fast and where you cannot follow, okay? Well, anyway, there's a video. You can watch it over and over again so you can understand, yeah? Toy ma?
Mm,
Toy putoy?
I try to understand you say.
Okay. Yes. Again, I'm so sorry if I speak too fast, but if as much as possible, you just tell me, no, switch on your microphone and you say, teacher, you are fast. Teacher, I cannot understand. Okay, please tell me. And then I will gladly discuss and elaborate it further. All right. So Shen, we are now with the dimensions of globalization and we are talking about culture. So, what is the difference? What are the differences of our culture? No, are you in the Philippines right now, Shen?
No, now I um I 现在在 China.
Okay, you are in China, but have you been to the Philippines?
Next week, Monday.
Last week you were in the Philippines.
Yes,
Okay, so you have stayed in the Philippines for how long?
3 year.
3 years. Good. So can you answer or can you cite some examples of how our Filipino culture is different from your culture?
Can you tap it?
Repeat.
Tap it.
Eat. Sorry. What is
Uh,
it again?
I'm sorry, teacher.
Uh, okay. All right. So you're a bit struggling, really. Well, I really hope you can understand most of our discussion. Okay. But again, tell me, no, if you cannot follow, because I will repeat it over and over again for you. Okay. This is communication. It is important that what I communicate with all of you is clear. Okay.
Okay, okay.
All right. So again, culture. I have work in a Chinese company, you know. So I will try to remember what are the differences of Filipino and a Chinese. But I couldn't remember so far. But I love the Chinese people, really. What? But basically, because we are in Asia, I think we share so many similarities as compared to, of course, people living in Europe, no, or the other side of the globe. Mostly Asian countries share some similarities with their culture. All right. Any more examples as I try to think of Chinese and Filipino culture? Okay, Kyra.
Narinig po ba?
Yes, yes.
I think one aspect we can consider po is how we address people from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, in Thailand, we usually use kun, or in Taiwan or in Korea, we use she
Mm-hmm.
at the end. So I guess that's one part of culture that we can consider.
And how is it different? Or can you this is addressing of politeness, you mean being
Yes.
polite. And how will you contrast that, compare that to other culture which is different? Can you cite a culture where that is different?
Yeah, in the Philippines, I don't think we usually use that unless the person is older. But I think in Scandinavian countries, I don't think they really use any
Yes.
formalities for people.
Yes, that is true. That is the one I was looking for. And that's a really good point, no? How we address people, no? How we show respect. We use polite words to address other people, but in some other countries, they don't use any at all. They call by name. Correct? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, that is what I have understood, no? And it's a really good point. Yeah, that's one thing that one culture differs to another. I can again attest to that. That was me in the beginning when I first came here in Germany. Wow, I had a hard time, to adjust calling people by their first name, especially calling people older than me. Okay. It's somehow a bit awkward to call the mother of my husband in her first name. Okay? Kasi it's like a mommy already. You want to call mommy, no, ma? But then during the first few months, I had to call her by her first name, and it's a bit awkward, no, because we're not used to that. That's how it is a bit different, a bit a lot different. Okay, who else have other examples? Okay, thank you so much, Kyra. Now you seem to know what did you call this? You seem to know some languages like Korean and did you say Indonesian?
I can speak a bit Swedish and Norwegian.
Oh, you can. Oh, really? You can speak Swedish?
I'm really
Yeah,
interested in Nordic languages.
we can connect because I am also interested in learning. Jag pratar lite svenska. Is it correct? Jag pratar lite svenska. I can speak lite svenska. Okay. Oh, that's good. You also love learning languages. Is it just out of passion or you have some roots?
Out of passion po.
And Nordic languages. Okay, that's we can connect with each other because I have I used to what do you call this one? Study Swedish, and I have a book if I can lend you if you want. Yep, it's good. We can
Sorry about
connect.
that po.
Yeah, no, we can connect. I will give you my handle later on. Okay. No, good. Anyway, I got distracted because I love learning languages. I am also teaching foreign language. I am teaching German and Spanish. I studied Japanese and Swedish on my own. For the Swedish, Japanese, I took some courses. No, but only like beginner level. And as I study German, I tend to forget all of it. So it's nice to connect with some people. Maybe in the future we can talk, no? Okay. Kyra. Right, sabi ni Feby says, Jewish culture, ma'am. Okay, it is when a wife is breaking a glass after their wedding. Okay, you watch it. I watch it po in a movie called The Dictator. It is when a wife is breaking a glass after their wedding. And what is that supposed to mean? And how is it different from other culture? It is to protect the marriage. Okay. Oh, this is their culture. They break a glass after their wedding. Uh-huh. Well, can you contrast it to some other, of course, to some other cultures, we don't do that, no? Maybe to some culture, this breaking of glass can mean a negative thing, like a bad luck, probably, no? Okay, yeah. But there is this in the German culture, a breaking of plates and other breakable things. This is before the wedding, the night before the wedding. It's called Polterabend. A Polterabend, is it? Polterabend? I'm not okay. This is my culture now, but I tend to I forget. I'm not sure with the name. Polterabend. It's a breaking of ceramics, glasses, plates, anything that you can break the night before the wedding, because this would mean also like bringing of good luck. Mm, it's weird. It's a kind of okay, like for us, the breaking things is somehow bad luck, right? But yeah, good. Feby, what is that your name also in the what's your full name? So I have to, maybe you're using a different Zoom name and I cannot find you later on, no, when I do your grades. Okay, Mahanas. All right. So who else have some more examples? Maybe I will take one more. Who else? Wala na. Okay, no more examples. Okay, I think there's someone trying to speak.
Ma'am, the food we eat,
Emil, what is the food that we eat? Do we eat something
Asian people
different?
eat, yes.
What?
Asian people mostly eat rice while Western countries do not.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but of course it doesn't mean that they don't eat at all or they don't eat rice at all.
But Asian
Yeah,
eat 3 times a day.
yeah,
Nang
that's a
may
good
wat-wat sa
point.
kasalan.
Okay, yeah, good point. No, we eat rice almost every time, every meal time with something, and yeah, it's different from, especially in, I can attest to in Europe, they don't eat at maybe once a month. No, it's once a month, once in 2, 3 weeks. It's not usual for them. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so that is one thing. Okay, another, no, let me add to cultural awareness, not just this cultural practices, but also in communicating. As sinabi nga ni Kyra, is it Kyra again? I hope I did not miss. Yeah, sabi ni
It's
Kyra.
Kira po.
Kira, okay, Kira, sabi ni Kira, it's the way of communicating, no, in terms of showing the politeness. Okay, no, so yeah. What else? No? Communication. Uh Non-verbal. Okay, it's just not how we address people. There's also this non-verbal. No, okay. Don't forget nonverbal. Okay. We also have nonverbal communication, which could also be different from other culture. What are these nonverbal communication? We have okay, we have only 10 minutes again. Okay. Can you cite some examples? We have eye contact. I will give you one. Eye contact. No?
Nodding.
Okay, hold on. Hold that thought. Whoever answered nodding later on, hold that
May
thought.
ako na.
Sige na nga, mauna ka. Who's that?
Ma'am.
Luis? Okay, Luis. All right. Luis Salvador. How?
Lois, ma'am. Lois.
Lois. Okay, Lois. Lois, how will you explain nodding? Why is it different?
Ay, different ba, ma'am? Akala ko ano.
Yeah, nodding. I know this. We nod, but what is the contrast? Is there a culture that nods differently or that has a different meaning with nodding?
I mean, some other countries, when they nod, it means no.
Which country?
Um, Hindi ko maalala, ma'am.
Philippines.
Yeah.
In Philippines, when we nod, it means no.
It means yes, ma'am.
Okay, it means
But
yes.
in other countries, I cannot, ano.
In India,
Oh, yeah.
India, nodding means no, no. And this one means yes. This one, side to side, means yes. And this one means no, or they don't know, they don't understand. Okay? That's somehow yeah, that's definitely a non-verbal communication difference, and which is somehow confusing if you don't know and if you are not aware of how that nonverbal communication means to them. That's true. Good that you also know that, no? Good job, Lois. All right. Shen. Shen, are you still there? Can you still follow?
Hello.
Okay, Shen, I will ask you a question. Do you talk to other people directly in the eye?
Huh?
Do you talk to other people eye to eye, direct?
Mm.
Huh?
Eyes to eyes.
Eyes to eyes, yes. You talk to them
Yes.
eyes to eyes like this.
Oh, wait. Mm.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, really? Because, I can also cite it as an example, no? Because in North America, this talking eye to eye, direct eye contact is a sign of sincere. Of course, it's true to all culture, but it's a sign of honesty and sincerity, and it holds true to all culture. But of course, there is some extent to that Asians view direct eye contact as a form of disrespect. Probably when you do this already, like like this fear, fierceness of eye contact, and it's a disrespect.
Mm.
Yeah. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you also have it like when you are looking at a person eyes to eyes, because that's how you say it, eyes to eyes? Is it also a disrespect? No? Do you Okay, thank you so much. For the rest, can you talk to other people for a long time looking at their eyes?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. No, no, we cannot establish this eye to eye contact for a long time, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, no, or you have a better word for that, because I think when you do that, it's this is now probably like you're opening up something which you are um angry of, but probably you are fixing things, or you are sharing things that you don't like to this person, and you have to like talk heart to heart, and then you have to, when the situation is serious, that's when you establish eye contact, no, or when you are angry, you establish eye contact. Is this correct, or do you also think the same? Agree? Do you agree? This is our culture. Yeah, this is Filipino culture. You know, you only talk to them eye to eye if you are angry. No, look at me in the eyes. Tell me the truth. No, you're this thing. No. So yeah, this could also be a difference in the nonverbal communication culture setting. No, eye to eye contact. All right. So what else? Now, besides awareness, we also have sharing. Okay, sorry, I was blocked for a moment there. There's also sharing of culture. No, for example, let's take a look of Korean K-pop culture. Okay, K-pop culture. This is not just being aware, but being shared and transferred to us. We are being affected by how we dress. So we also now dress like a K-pop star, like our next Korean star idol. We also dress like them. No? There is now a sharing and transfer of culture, not just by being aware. Please take note of that. There is a sharing and resharing of culture. There is a shaping. We are shaped by how we perceive them. No? Okay. There is a reshaping because we think now, we think their culture is better. Oh, the way they dress is better. So we also copy how they dress. This is now reshaping. Okay. No, and also the color of the skin. One example, now look at how we perceive our skin color. Shen, I'm talking about how Filipinos generally perceive their color, no, because I think most, no, I will not say all, most Filipinos wants to have a fair skin, white skin. That's why they buy all these whitening products. Now, this is an example of already the impact of globalization. Okay, we are shaped by how we perceive this culture. No, and media. Please take note. Please write it down. This is now an important no factor. It's the prime mover. Okay, again, maybe I can write it down. So prime mover, what is that? It's the media. Okay, I will be writing that in chat. Prime mover is now media of all this shaping, reshaping, sharing, resharing. No, we can infer to that as what the media says. No, it dictates a big part of what that culture is to us, basically how we perceive that culture. Okay, this is now called media. This is another important word, media imperialism. Apologies, it's not in the PowerPoint. But if you will watch this video again, I hope it's still recording. Let me check. Okay, it's still recording. If you will watch this video again, please do take it down. No, media, take note of it. Rather, media imperialism. Okay, what does this mean? It simply means media is a prime mover. It's a big factor on the transfer, sharing, resharing, spread of this perception of other culture. All right. So again, as I've mentioned, yun nga, the color of the skin, the way we dress, no? For example, again, for the K-pop stars that we are watching, we tend to dress like them already. Okay, so this Zoom will end. Again, we need to open a new one. All right, so let's probably should stop there and open a new Zoom. Zoom, okay? So see you in a bit. All right, so where were we? Okay, so again, I guess, no, all of the things I have mentioned earlier somehow this reshaping and shaping, this can lead to some positive effects, but also some negative effects. I'm sure you all agree to that, right? Yeah.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, so the thing is, we just have to be critical about it. Okay, we have to be critical. No, we have to filter what we see in the media, what we perceive in other cultures. Now we have to filter this, and we have to be critical. That's all. Maybe one of the most important thing that we should do. Okay. All right. So now let's go to the next dimension. No, we were discussing cultural for so long. Okay. Social naman. Social. Shen, are you there? I couldn't see him. Okay. All right. Social. This is now an example, could be in the field of mobility, in the field of tourism, no? This is now a sense of global community. Okay. No, we have this mindset that we are no longer living in our country, within our country. We're not just living there, but rather we are living within an international community, even if we are just in our country. Okay. Now we have that sense of being a world citizen. Okay. And not just a citizen of our country. Okay. That's just the social dimension of globalization. All right. Next. Hold on. Next, let's go to political. Political, these are what we have with political. These are now the,
Organization.
yes, organization, but what organization?
International organization.
Good, very good, no? Ang galing. Okay, that's Emil again. Good. These are now the international organization, but the better term for that is, please take note of it. The better term is, we call now the supranational organization. Okay, supra. Okay, probably I'm gonna be writing it here. Okay, supranational organization. Okay, supranational organization. What is supranational organization? Now these are now, no, we say organizations, these are now beyond. Supra means beyond. So it's beyond national organizations. So it's not just within the country, but rather international. Sabi nga ni Emil, no? Example, United Nations. Perfect example is United Nations. What else? Here in Europe, we have the EU, European Union, no, etc. We have some others, no. What do? Okay, they simply act as world police. We can say they can act as world police. No, they oversee other countries. They try to help and support them or each other. No, they implement, especially, and develop projects. No, they implement projects and developments. For example, no, a project of United Nations, which I am passionate about, is the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. I am very passionate about this Sustainable Development Goals. What is your course? Probably you can even write this as part of your research paper as the CITCS. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. So yeah, we have this Sustainable Development Goals. What are these? These are some sustainability projects. Okay, it has so many dimensions as well, in agriculture, in tourism. Okay, so yeah, it's a really good project powered by United Nations to make our world a more sustainable place to live in. Okay, because what is this? What's the meaning of this? Just a background, no? because our resources is limited. It means it's not reproducing itself. So we are depleting these resources. And if we continue to live like this, it means our future children will no longer have these resources available to them. They can no longer use it. No, so we develop, or United Nations tried to develop these kinds of projects, no, so that our resources will still be there for the future generations. This is one positive way of globalization. Okay, we tend to look at these issues in a global perspective. We act on it. Okay. All right. Next naman, that's for the political. Next, we have the economic. Last dimension is the economic dimension of globalization. What is this? It has, of course, obviously has something to do with the economy. We have the trading, corporations, no? What else? How do we see it? We also have the instant money transfers. Okay, for those of you who have parents who are working abroad, of course, they have to send money. So this is now how globalization is affecting us positively. They can transfer money right away, instant money transfers, money transactions worldwide. What else? Not just that, not just on an individual scale, but also we have the global businesses on a bigger scale, bigger groups, global industries. And of course, with that comes a negative part, no? A negative aspect, because sometimes looking at these global industries, they tend to hire people from other country, and that's somehow a part of global exploitation of labor. Okay, am I too fast? Am I saying so many foreign words, especially for Shen, if Shen is not around or Shen is around? Oh, he's not anymore. See, guys, I check if you're still around or not. No, remember, I check attendance twice. Okay, and I could check right now, or I can check later on. Now you will never know. So important is you stay for the whole duration of our class. Guys, our topic, it may sound complex, but as we go along, you will see that it's just simple concepts, no, that we tend to just overlook. It's just simple concepts, but we overlook it because, again, as I've said, this is becoming normal part of our lives, no? But we have to add value to that. That's why there is a purposive communication course for you guys to see the value in this becoming normal situation, or becoming normal parts of our lives in the 21st century. Okay, we have to add value. We have to look at it clearly. Okay. All right, going back, economic dimension. Again, not just money transfers. We also have global exploitation of labor. How do we look at it? Okay. Anyone who can explain, or who knows, who are aware of this global exploitation of labor? How is this happening? Okay. Dapat, no, as early as now, ngayon pa lang, you have this eye for this world issues, no? You have to develop this eye, this awareness of this world issues, or in this case, this is also a national issue, because this is talking about us Filipinos. What is this global exploitation of labor? Anyone who can explain or elaborate that further? You can try. No, don't be afraid. What, maybe you have something on your mind, you know. We will work on that. Who's that? Emil?
Yung kulang yung yung pay nila sa mga OFW.
Is that Emil?
Ma'am, si Peter po ulit.
Peter. Okay, Peter. Badki. Okay. Kulang yung pay nila sa OFWs. Correct. Yes, exactly. Now, this is one part of global exploitation. Now, It's important that we have to take a look at it. Why does it happen? Why does it happen? Why are our OFWs getting paid less than what they deserve? Okay? It's important to see why. What's the reason? No? The main factor to that is that, Philippines is one of the top countries for outsourcing labor. Okay? Labor outsource, meaning, for example, let's say, which countries hire Filipino workers? So a lot, let's say in the field of, I wouldn't say nursing. Nurses are getting paid much more abroad, so not so much. I will cite an example, no, in my field, in my experience na lang, just to be safe, no, because it's coming from me. But of course, you can always cite examples on other jobs. But just to be safe, no, in my case, I was hired as a seafarer. No, there is a man pooling company that hires. Of course, you can agree that most seafarers are Filipinos, right? So in my case, I was hired and I work in this company, but I was a crew staff. I have this position, which I have some colleagues which are coming from Belarus, from India, from other parts of the world. We are doing the same job, the same duties. Sometimes I do more, I am doing more tasks because I am able to speak English, no? Fluent English. I am able to converse and connect with other people. I can teach dance classes while at the same time I can host programs. I do a lot more than them, but I am getting paid less because that was in my contract and because I came from Philippines. They try to look at the economy. No, one factor na lang they say is because of the cost of living in where you are coming from. The cost of living in the Philippines, it's not so high compared to, the cost of living in Belarus, probably because euro, no? In euro. So that's why I am getting paid less. But I am working more. This is, of course, one way of course, labor exploitation, right? Just because I'm a Filipino, I get this kind of pay. Yeah, good example. That's a very good point. Hold on. Oh, hold on, guys. Now, for a moment, because I kind of locked the door with this thing, so I have to open. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Okay, so again, thank you so much for waiting. All right, once again, before I proceed, no, I can see less people now with their screens on. I cannot see what you guys are doing. Probably, yeah. What time is it there? Probably already eating dinner. Okay. So I have one question here. Ma'am, one agent taking unfair advantage of another agent. What do you mean by that? One agent taking unfair advantage of another agent? Probably, no? There is always this taking advantage, especially if you are just a job seeker and you just need a job and you just take any job that you receive and yeah, and any salary that is written in the contract just because you need that job, no? And you don't think that it is low, no, it is you don't deserve it because you just take whatever job you receive. Okay, so this is also good point. Oh, we have new one, Cedric. Hi, good point, Cedric. Yep, Cedric Esteves. All right, any more questions? No, that is one negative thing on this economic dimension of globalization. All right. So that's it for the dimensions. Yep. There is a positive again and negative effects, right? So let's now go to the impact. Okay, from those things that we have discussed, we can already infer some impact. We can already name some impact of it, but let's look at a more specific scope, which is the communication aspect. All right. So the impact of globalization on communication. All right. Okay. Is it already information overload? I think we're just having casual conversations, right? Or
Yes,
overload
ma'am.
na? Overload na? Which
Hindi.
one is okay, good. Just, casual. It's like a casual conversation talking about the matters of the world. Okay. All right. So now let's go to the impact of globalization. We have now the first, of course, on communication, the virtual interaction. Okay. So when you read or watched the video yesterday, this is one part of it, virtual interaction. We are no longer bounded by geographical limitations, no? Because, no, we can already connect even if we are far apart. What we are doing now is virtual interaction, okay? See, we can interact virtually. All right. What you do on social media is, of course, another impact of globalization, right? So that's basically it. Next, we have cultural awareness. Okay, cultural awareness. We have discussed that already, no, because of the cultural dimension of globalization. Okay, you can already see some impacts from there, right? What are those again? We have the awareness, we have appreciation, spread, no, reshaping, shaping of another culture or of one's perception, okay, and one's way of life, especially. No, okay. What else? We also look at the cultural diversity. Okay, so and ano pa? Communication, right? So we get to know how to properly communicate to some other people in other parts of the world. Okay, that's basically the impact of globalization on communication. Next, time differences. Okay, hold on. Let me again check. Okay, some students who are not back. Okay. All right, time differences. This is now the reason why there are people working at night. Okay, before this advent of technology, probably the only job there is day job and people get to sleep at night. Okay, but now some people are working at night, no? Especially in some call center companies, because, for example, we have some call center companies in the Philippines, but they operate and cater services in other parts of the world. No, that's why there's a time difference and you have to cater to that country that has that time zone. Okay. And next, lastly, we have other aspects. All right. Of course, etc. na yan. What other aspects can you think of? Okay, these are just some of virtual interaction, cultural awareness, time differences. Now, I will be leaving that to you as part of your journal. This one I will read. I will need to look and be able to read this in your journal. So let me put that on chat. Okay. What other aspects? Please write it down. Can you think of? Okay. So I hope it's being recorded. Yep. What other aspects can you think of that is part of the impact of globalization on communication, which is not yet mentioned? Virtual interaction, cultural awareness, time differences. Okay. Did you take it down? Take note of that. What other aspect? This I will not be putting in the announcement or assignment. This will have to be in your journal entry number 2. I mean journal. Okay, I want you to journal this. I will be putting a link, submission link, but just make sure you write what other aspects can you think of. Okay. All right. Sorry, it's not journal entry number 2, it's journal entry. Okay. So today you will be writing your journal. Right. Now, that ends the PowerPoint discussion. Okay, we still have some time, some more minutes before we end. Maybe some of you can share what they have understood or some important aspects in connection versus conversation. Gosh, it's a bit warm here. So, what is now the difference between connection and conversation according to what you have watched or read? Okay, let's close that. Right. So I can look at all of you. Anyone? Any two? You have who wants to share what they have learned? Okay. So far, we have Dang, Hazel Magat, and Charisse and Emil, whose cameras are on. Charles as well. Okay, this will be part of your participation. Ayan, nagsi-switch on sila ng camera. Okay. See? Nako. Nako, kunyari nakiparticipate na. Ayan. Okay. But anyone who can answer, who can share some points, important or good points. What have you learned? I have started reading some. No, I am quite surprised. No, some are able to finish it so fast. But then I think the correct answer is not there. The correct answer which is related to what they have or what you have all read and watched. No. The difference between connecting and conversation. Okay? No one is answering. Walang nagbasa, walang nanood. We all have different culture to communicate to each other. Yes and no, it's not. Yes, that's true. And no, it's not really the message of your reading and viewing material. Okay? Anyone? Did you understand that? Connecting and conversing. I will be checking your work, no? I will be checking because if you have written it perfectly and well and you are not answering it right now, then it means you have Googled it only. Nako. No, this is one impact of globalization, no? There is this access of information already, anytime, anywhere, no? That's why, no, we tend to not put effort on really understanding some materials, no, that's out there because, no, we can just Google summary of this and that, no, meaning of this and that, and we just let the Google feed us this information without really understanding it. Without really immersing to that material and really putting ourselves there as a listener. Okay? Sabi ni Zyrel, conversation is more valuable than connection in building or forming relationships. Okay? Can you elaborate that more, Zyrel? Zyrel Shan? Where is Zyrel? Couldn't find you. Zyrel, hello. There, Zyrel. I found you. Yeah, Zyrel, can you elaborate that? Type ko na lang po, wala po akong mic. All right, please. I will wait for that. No? But you have a good point. That is one point that was raised. Any more? Even anything that you want to say something about what you have watched or read. Okay? Like, oh ma'am, the speaker said something about this and that. No? Oh, that is anyone?
Ma'am, yung sinabi nung speaker na human relationships are messy. Tapos
Mhm.
basta yun. Tapos kaya maraming mas pinipili ang technology sa paggamit pag mag-uusap sila. Kasi
Okay.
iniisip pa nila yung sasabihin bago nila pindutin yung send or pwede nilang i-delete or i-edit yung sasabihin nila.
Yeah, good. This is correct. So correct. This that you, Peter, diba, Peter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, correct. This is so true. Yan ang isa sa mga sinabi talaga ng speaker, no? Human relationships are messy, no? That's why we tend to communicate more online, no? We connect more online because there we can edit what we are going to say. We can think about what we are going to say, no? Somehow, at some point, this could be an advantage, but no, mostly we tend to lose this authentic way of conversing, connecting to other people by no just saying what we want at that point, just answering what we can think of at that point, no? Because that's us. That's just going to show who we truly are, but then we stop it. We don't truly um become like that because we stop, we pause, and we think what is a much better way to say it. Probably we want to impress them, no? We are scared, no? There is some pros and cons, but I think this is somehow in this century, 21st century, becoming more con as a con because then we don't manage to we don't get to be our true selves. Okay? No? You just answer. No, whatever. Like just now, no? For some of you, you want to type the message. Okay? Just so you want to what? Maybe make sure that you are answering correctly. No, but no. The essence is just answer what's on your mind and that's it. It's it doesn't matter if it's wrong or correct. No. What matters is you were able to express it. No, you were able to use your brain. No, right there and then you were able to process these thoughts and able to communicate it and through the channel of speaking. Okay? And that hinders us when we rely to this media, to this online world, no? Sometimes wag na lang. Sometimes no, I won't do it na lang. I will wait for the others to type their answers and maybe I will rephrase it and that's also going to be my answer. This is what we usually do right now, no? Don't me kasi I'm also like that sometimes, no? Like okay, I'd rather not speak out, speak up because I don't want to think and I will just wait for an answer and then from there I will maybe no base my answer and then also type it again. Nako, this is really getting more and more evident in our lives, in our personality. So this is one way of adding value. We add value to our lives by what? Not being like that. Okay? We shouldn't be like that. Take it from me. because that's where I am struggling right now, actually. No, it doesn't mean that I am a purposive communication teacher. I can communicate very well. This is actually a good thing because I am also able to reflect on myself. This is really a good material, what we have just watched. No, it also struck me. Like, wow, this is also more talking about me or striking me, attacking me, no, because this is me. I tend to just stay connected, connected. Yeah. There is this um thing of me being, I call myself friendly, but when I am in actual conversations, I tend to be quiet. I'm like, did I just say the correct thing? Or maybe I will just not talk at all. Now, this was me, or this is me until now. And then until I watched the materials, like, oh, no wonder. No wonder. No, I am not, afraid of conversation so far because I don't no, open myself to it. I just rely, or I'm just comfortable with connecting to people online. You have so much friends, 5,000 na maximize na yung friends list nyo sa Facebook. But how many of them are you really having conversation with? 'Di ba? No, only 1, 2, 3, 4, less than 10. No. 5,000 friends, but only few. No, this is now, okay, since we are discussing this, no, it means I will no longer be accepting this assignment. Ibig sabihin late na kayo, no? For that. All right, because now we are discussing the message of the material. So if you um have not done that, then I'm so sorry. 0. Okay. All right. So again, the real message, some of you have written connection is better than conversation because connection is like being really connected. Some of you have written this and it's like it's not the message of this material. It's the other way around. No? Conversation is more valuable than connection, than being connected. It's not the meaning of connection, but rather connected here is being connected online. We tend to connect to so many people. Add friend, add na lang kayo. We add whoever we want to add. But in the real world, we cannot make a conversation just like now. You only Peter. Si Peter lang ang nag-speak up about what he have understood in the video or in the reading material. So this is a bit disappointing, no? This is purposive communication. Just talk, just speak up. Speak out your mind, no? It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. Mom, maybe I understood this. Okay, mom. Cheryl Turkle said that this and this and this. Okay? Right? So more speaking up, please, next time. Okay? I would appreciate it even if it's a wrong point or wrong answer. What matters is you break that fear, you break that barrier of like staying in your bubble and not speaking up. Break it as early as now, as early as, first years ba kayong lahat? If you, as early as now, break it. Na maging paepal kayo. Maging paepal, no? Be epals because this is how it really is, should be. Okay? Be epals. Oh. Okay lang. I'm speaking up at least. I'm sharing my thoughts. Okay?
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am for ano po, sa naintindihan ko doon sa pinanood ko, when conversing with someone face to face, you show more of who you are. You build more strong relationship to someone who you are texting, who you are talking to compared to when you are connecting with them online. Ma'am,
Correct.
reading texts are just texts. They lack emotion. They lack sound for you to hear, which is an important part of communication.
Yes, correct. No, with connecting, you lack all these other aspects of communication, which involves the nonverbal communication, yung tone, no? Tone, most important is the authenticity. Okay? wala yung emotion. So if you are conversing, then there is that complete package. Okay. Let me save these messages that are coming from you guys. Okay. Don't worry, hindi ako nangangain. Okay? I'm not like, you're wrong. Okay? You just have to speak up. All right? Teacher is there to encourage you to break that barrier or fear of speaking up, not correcting you or reprimanding you to whenever your answer is wrong. Okay? I believe that's my true role here. I want you guys to not be able to just give the correct answers, but rather, give wrong answers, but still speak up. Okay. I think that's the purpose. No. Okay, I have saved your insights here because our Zoom will end. No, we open a new one. I will be checking attendance. Okay, so it's important for you all to come back because I will be checking attendance. All right, so everyone, let's open a new Zoom link. See you in a while.